Hello viewers, welcome to this video lecture series on analysis and design of algorithms. Today's topic of discussion is on a searching algorithm and it is called as sequential search. So sequential search uses the brute force technique. So what exactly is this brute force technique and why the name is given as brute force? See, basically brute refers to an animal. So normally an animal uses its force, it is not going to use its intelligence. So exhaustively it uses all its options to carry out its work. So same way here also, this algorithm, whether it is a sequential search or the next one, if it is a sorting algorithm which is called as the selection sort, even that uses the brute force approach. The traveling salesman problem can be solved by the brute force approach. The knapsack problem can be solved by the brute force approach. In this particular session you are learning the searching algorithm, that is the sequential search. Sequential search is also called as the linear search. So it starts searching a particular element from the beginning of the list and it will keep on searching until it finds that element. It may find the element or the element may not be present in the list also. If it finds the element in the list, then it is called as the successful search. If it doesn't find the element in the list, it is called as the unsuccessful search. Your search is made here for some patient in the hospital. So the person who has come to search the patient is not even knowing the name of the patient. So what he is doing is simply is taking the photo of that patient. He is having a photo of the patient. He takes the photo, he tries to compare it with the photo of the patients that are present in the hospital. That means he just starts comparing. Okay, this is what I'm looking for, and the patient is here. So he'll compare his face and the face that is present in the photo. Yes, there is no match. He goes to the next patient. Then he goes to the third patient. He keeps on trying to see that whether there is a match found between the face of the person that is there in the photo with the face of the patient. So suppose if there are 500 patients in the hospital, he is trying to compare the 500 patients with the photo. If there are thousands, 10,000, we don't know. That means exhaustive search is made here. He may find the patient in the hospital, he may not find the patient in the hospital also. So finding is successful and not finding is unsuccessful search. So here also we are going to search an element here in the list. To make things simpler, we are taking few elements here. So all algorithms, it depends. The running time of the algorithm depends on the input size. So for a input of smaller size, the running time may not vary much. Fine. Only you can see the difference when you are giving a large value of n for an algorithm. So to understand this logic, just I'll take one example here and see how it is going to work. However, these are the steps for the algorithm. And the first three lines, whatever I have written, are the comment lines. First one, implement sequential search with a search key. This is the first comment line written. You need an array of n elements and you need a search key. So these are the two inputs. And the first line what I have written here in the comment is it implements sequential search with a search key. And what should be the input? An array of n elements and a search key. And output is what? It is returning the index of the element. That means it returns the location where that particular element is present on successful search. If it is not finding the element, it will return -1. This is how we have the algorithm is here. So initially we are initially I value, that means the index value starts from 0, and while the index value is less than n is the number of elements and the a of I is not equal to k. That means whatever element you are trying to search is not equal to the elements that are there in the list. As long as there is no match, you keep on incrementing the location. You are starting from the first location, that is 0th, then keeps on increasing and trying to move further in the list until you find an element. If any point of time, if you find the element, then you are going to come out of this while loop and you will return the location where that element is present. Suppose if you are not finding the element, then the algorithm is returning a value -1. Need not be -1, you can write any printf statement also, element not found statement, like the statements can be written. Let us see with an example now. Just randomly I am taking some numbers here. Here I have taken 5 elements, n equal to 5. So I'll write n equal to 5. And these 5 elements are passed through an array. So the index of the array I will mention here. Suppose let us take the element I want to search is 8. So first time I am just taking the element which is present in the location 1. Intentionally I am trying to say search that particular element only. So here you can see. So here what I am doing is the element to be searched is 8. So the algorithm will start searching. The moment it starts from the first location, it compares the key element with the element that is present here in the array, that is the first element, because the algorithm will start comparing one by one all the elements. The moment it compares the first element, a match is found. So we say that here in this case, since the element is found in the very first comparison, this particular case we have to call it as the best case, wherein just in one comparison the element is found. The best case efficiency refers to the minimum time an algorithm spends to complete its execution. So here in this example, the very first key element, the very first element present in the array matches with the key element. Suppose if you try to trace this algorithm, you started with what I, because you are checking here also one more thing in the while loop. What is n value? N is 5, because you are presently in the first location of the list. Whether 0 is less than 5, yes, this is true. And check the other condition in the while loop. What is mentioned here? A of I not equal to k. A of I is what? The element 8. So the element that is present in the array, the first element. Because I is 0, A of I is what here? 8. Whether 8 not equal to k? No, it is equal to k. So this part of the while loop fails here. That means the while loop condition is false. It will come out of the loop and it will execute the statement that is present outside the loop. What has happened here? The innermost statement of the while loop, which is I equal to I plus 1, never get executed. So that's why it is taking the minimum time here to complete its execution. Since this innermost, the basic operation is never getting executed here in this example, when we gave key is equal to 8, so it comes out of the loop and it will check here whether I is less than n. If I less than n, 0 is less than 5, if it is true, then it will return what? The location. So here the return value will be what? The location of that element, that is 0. So this way the best case. So for the best case we have to write down this one, big O of 1. So this is the constant. Hope you remember the sequence for the different time efficiencies or time functions. You always have the very first one as what? The order of growth. This is the order. The lowest is 1, then log to the base 2n, n log n square, n cube, then you have n to the power of n, 2 to the power of n, that is exponential and factorial. So here what is that you are observing in this case, this best case efficiency of an algorithm is big O of 1. Let us see, suppose if I am searching an element 2. Now in the second case we are trying to search an element, we search an element 2 in the list. So first initially as per the algorithm, initial value of I is 0. Then the while loop gets executed, whether 0 is less than n, yes it is true. Then it will check whether A of I is not equal to k. A of I is how much? 8. Whether 8 is not equal to 2, yes it is not equal to 2. So while loop condition is true here. Then I gets incremented by 1. So it is seeing that okay, it did not find a match here. Now it will check for the next one, and here it will increment it will check for the next element. Then once again it will check I less than n, 1 less than 5, yes it is true. Whether A of I is 13, whether 13 is equal to 2, no it is not equal to 2. If it is not equal to 2, then you enter inside the loop and then increment the value of I. So I becomes now 2. So it will point to this location. Now I is equal to 2. Once again the while loop will get executed. I less than n, what is the value of I now? 2. 2 less than 5, yes it is true. If it is true, then check the other condition also. What is A of I here? A of I is 25. The 25 is equal to 2, no it is not equal to 2. If it is not equal to 2, then it will enter inside the loop and it will increment the I value by 1. So now your I is pointing to this element or this location. Then next, once again the while loop will get executed. I less than n, I is 3, 3 less than 5, yes the condition is true. The A of I is not equal to k. What is A of I? It is 6. 6 is not equal to 2, yes 6 is not equal to 2. If the condition is true, it will enter inside the loop and it will increment the value of I by 1. So now I value is 4. So now it will point to this location 4. Next, once again the while loop will get executed. I value is what now? 4. 4 less than 5, yes the condition is true. The condition is true, you check the other condition also. A of I not equal to k. Now you see the value for A of I is 2. 2 not equal to 2, it is false. That means the while loop is false, the condition in the while loops becomes false because 2 is equal to 2. If it is false, then what will happen? It will come out of the loop and it will execute this statement. If once again it is checking here, if I less than n, I whatever, what is the current value? I 4. 4 less than 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, you return the value of I. That means you are going to return the value of I. I is here 4. So the element which you are searching is found at location 4. You can see here the location 4. Fine. This is what I have done for the second time. I have assumed key value equal to 2. So in the second case, what has happened is the number of times the innermost statement got executed is maximum here. If there are n elements, n comparisons has happened. In the best case, only one comparison has happened, but whereas in the case of this one, the second time when we took the key element which is present in the last location in the array list, n number of times the comparison has happened. 5 times the comparison has happened, n equal to 5. So in general we can say that if there are n elements, n comparisons are there, and since the algorithm has taken more time here to complete, that is the maximum time the basic operation has got executed, and it got executed n times. So we can write down this as the worst case because it has taken the maximum time, and you can write the worst case of this sequential search is big O of n. Suppose if you are looking for an element which is in the middle of the array, in the starting part of the array or at the ending part of the array, or it can be the first element in the array. First element in the array, we are treating it as the best case. But when you try to do the third type of efficiency, the average case, here you have to assume that the element can be present at any location. So when it is present at any location, how many number of times the comparisons are needed? That you have to just compare it with what? The location only. Suppose if the element is present in the first location only, okay, in the 0th location, that is the element, if it is present in the first location, that is here index value is 0, then it will take only one comparison, as we have already seen. If the element is present in the second location, it will take two comparisons, this and this, two comparisons. The element you are searching is 25, then it will take 3 comparisons. If the element you are searching is 6, then it will take 4 comparisons. If the element you are searching is 2, then it will take 5 comparisons. So here this we are doing it for the average case. So this way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to calculate the average case efficiency, what is that you are writing? You are writing the number of times the comparison is done if the element is found at different locations. Present in the first location, 1 comparison. Present in the second location, 2 comparisons. Present in the third location, 3 comparisons. Like this, present in the nth location, n comparisons. Divided by, you have to do like this, the average case. You take the total cases divided by the number of cases. Number of cases will be n here. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up till n. In mathematical formula, you have a mathematical formula. You can write down n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Divided by what? N. Fine. So this n get cancelled. You will have n plus 1 divided by 2, which after removing constants you can approximate it to n. So what you can do is, here you can write down the average case time complexity is big O of n. So what is that you have observed? Average case is big O of n, worst case is big O of n, and the best case is big O of 1. So this is the case wherein the element is present. Element present, you are having for the best case, for the average case, and for the worst case. Best, average, and worst. If element is not present, okay, there can be a situation that you are searching an element which is not at all there in the list. Even then what it would have done, it would have completed n comparisons. So that time, in best case also it is big O of n, average also big O of n, and worst case also big O of n. So this way I am just writing it in a tabular form. Element present in the list, element not present in the list. So this is how you have to carry out the analysis for the sequential search. So basically you need to know the pseudocode of the algorithm, you need to know how to trace the algorithm, and how to analyze for the best case, worst case, and the average case. That's it for this session. Hope you find this session useful. If you find it useful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye and take care.